Mr. Brambles is sunbathing, I think. Oh, big yawn. You don't have to get up. Oh, he's not. We have another cat underneath the table. He loves sitting on these chairs.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly. I am a freelance book editor and a science fiction and fantasy writer. Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a nighttime writing vlog where I take you guys through a night of how I write after a 9-to-5 job. I am going away on Thursday and I won't have internet access, and I didn't film yesterday, so this week won't be a weekly vlog, but I think next week will be one. Maybe the last one for June, but we'll see. You guys need to like the weekly vlogs. I think this video will be mostly me chatting a lot, and then we'll get to some writing. I actually haven't worked on my book since last week, so I'm currently working on a YA fantasy. I'm working on draft 2, and draft 2 is the hardest for me because I discovery draft in my first drafts, my rough draft, meaning that the writing is pretty poor and I'm figuring out a lot of things. So draft 2 is where you actually need to know what the hell is going on. As Neil Gaiman once said, your second draft is as if you knew what you were doing the first time in your first draft. I butcher that. So my book is called, for you guys, is called meeeee. It's two fairy tales meeting each other, X meets Y, and the reason why I'm working on this book is because I'm going on a writing retreat in Scotland with Maggie Stiefvater, who you guys may know as the author of the Shiver series and the Raven Boy series. So in this writing retreat, it's more so like a workshop to my understanding, so there's going to be a lot of lectures, there's going to be a lot of like one-on-ones, I believe, or at least we're grouped into groups. Maggie grouped us into like units, so she'll be working with our unit, and I need to have a manuscript ready for that writing retreat. The purpose of this vlog is for me to do a little bit of writing because I haven't written since last week, and I need to have like the first 3 chapters done by that writing retreat, plus more. We have homework to do, so we can also do the homework in this like tonight. So that's the plan, and I'm gonna talk about the homework now. There is homework as part of this writing retreat. We have to do 4 things, or is it 3? The first thing we have to do is to write a chapter by chapter summary of our book, and it can't just be like a, I guess summary isn't the right word. We have to detail what each chapter does, like the purpose of each chapter, I guess, and how it fits into the story. We have to write a blurb almost. She calls it the flap of a jacket, like that summary you find at the flap of a jacket of a book. So I have to write that. I have to list 3 books that are similar to mine that I can comp, and 3 books that are similar, 3 books I would not comp. And you know what, is that it? I think that's it for the homework. Oh, and then you have to write an author. Oh no, wait, no, yeah, sorry. And then you have to write an author bio. So I already have an author bio because I have been publishing. I have been submitting a lot, so I've been writing a lot of my author bio. So I have an author bio already. The comps, I did that over the weekend. Should I share the comps with you guys? The comp that is most similar to mine, I would say, is This Savage Song. This is the first book in the Monsters of Verity series by V.E. Schwab. So that book, like 100%. And the second one I chose is Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. That one is a Mulan retelling with like a Chinese flair to it. And the third, I think this one is the bit most far, but I put it in because I really like the setting and I really like the folklore that came with this book, and I feel like when I say it, people are gonna be like, really? But I feel like the setting, it's mostly the setting and like the myth and the folklore. And that one is Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. So those are the 3 comps that I think will be similar to my book. The blurb, I wrote the blurb, and oh my goodness, the blurb is so hard to write. I'm trying to keep it between 100 and 200 words, or maybe even 250. And yeah, the blurb is not easy to write. I am not a blurby kind of gal. That's not my expertise. and to write the blurb you have to like really understand your book. But I wrote a rough draft of it, so I need to continue like honing it. And the hardest part of that homework assignment, which took me the longest when I started this on the weekend, was the chapter by chapter summary and like the intentions behind each chapter. So I understand why, like at a high level, I understand why Maggie asked us to do these assignments. You really get to know your story and you get to have a taste of what it's like to also market it. Writing a query letter, also writing a synopsis, these exercises are all very, very useful for that. But I really like the chapter by chapter the most because it's a way for my group, my unit of critique partners, to understand my story without reading the whole book. I've written like chapter by chapter summaries before for Euphoria, but I've never written like, the purposes behind each scene or each chapter. And while I was doing that exercise, I actually like started liking my book a lot again. I was writing it and I was like, wow, I think this book is great. Like, I think this book is really smart. I think this book is nothing that we have really seen before. And I kind of liked it again, which if you guys have been staying caught up to my vlogs, I have not been enjoying writing this book, mostly because this is a very old idea. I had this idea for this book, meeeee, I think I said that right, in 2021. I actually have a video. I have a writing vlog where I came up with the idea. Don't watch it, it's embarrassing. Yeah, I think I was 26 when I came up with the idea, I think. And I'm turning 29 in less than 2 months. I just feel like it took me this long to catch up to that idea, but it's an old idea and I don't write fantasy anymore. I don't read a lot of fantasy. So anyway, like just the writing of this has not been flowing that well. I feel like I'm really forcing myself to do it. But when I was doing that chapter by chapter summary, I was like, wow, I think this is a really good idea. And I think, yeah, it explores fairy tales in a different way. It subverts a few of our expectations, I think, on fairy tales. I hope I can come back from this writing retreat feeling like so rejuvenated about working on this project, because I've been having difficulty like staying, I don't know what it is. I think it's the genre. I think it's the genre. Like, I don't read a lot of YA fantasy. I was glad that my structure didn't really change, because when I was doing that chapter by chapter summary, I realized that a lot of the stuff I wrote like literally could stay the same. Like, there's nothing much I have to like move around. The chapters flow pretty naturally with each other. I think I combined like 1 or 2 chapters together, but that's pretty much it. And I already knew I was gonna do that. So I combined 1 chapter in Act 1, and I think I combined another chapter like further down, or maybe I did, I can't remember. It's not done though. It's not done because I actually forgot what I wrote. So towards the end, like I was doing the exercise, like writing down the purpose, but then like halfway through, I actually forgot what was happening in the book, so I was also summarizing it for myself. Yeah, I have a lot of chapters. I have, I think, like 42 chapters. Not all my chapters are really long. My chapters like vary in length. I have some chapters are literally like 200 words, 500 words, and I have chapters that are almost like 3,500, sometimes almost 4,000. I do aim to get each chapter to be around 2,000. This is a YA fantasy, and the pacing is a bit fast, so I want to keep that. But I do love the short chapters though. As a reader, when I read like a short chapter, I'm like, ooh, something cool is going on. So yeah, that's a really chatty update. We're like 15 minutes into this vlog already. Also the, the short fiction. I currently have a short fiction on hold, and it's with Shoreline of Infinity. I normally don't say where I submit to like in a vlog. I think I did it when I was first submitting to magazines, but now that I've been submitting to like so many magazines, I don't do it anymore, just because I don't feel comfortable sharing where I got rejected from, at least like during the process. Like I don't think I mind sharing too much like after the fact, but during, you know, I don't know, like what if you guys are submitting, what if the editor's watching this video, like I just don't feel comfortable sharing that. But the only reason why I shared this one is because of the Kickstarter, so it's very selfish. There's a Kickstarter happening for the issue that my piece is on hold for, and if they get their funding, they're able to take on more stories. So I was thinking, super selfishly, that I will share the Kickstarter with you guys if you guys want to contribute. It's actually amazing. Like, I would contribute if I wasn't on hold. Like, if I got rejected from the first round, I would contribute, because this is climate change and this is science fiction, and it's these ecofic is like my thing. I love ecofiction. Also, by you contributing doesn't necessarily mean that they will select me if they make their Kickstarter. I could very well not be selected as well. So what am I saying? Oh yeah, so I didn't hear back from them, but they did announce 2 other fiction contributors. I'm so happy for them. They're amazing. And I don't know, I was thinking today that it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna get rejected. I don't think my piece is strong enough. And also, I don't know about the international thing they might have. So for Augur, at least, I volunteer at Augur. I am a fiction editor there, also do some website stuff. But anyway, at Augur, we try to publish as many Canadians as we can. So this doesn't mean that, like, if you have a bad Canadian piece, like, someone will publish that, like, bad Canadian piece over a good international piece. That's not how it goes at all. I don't know if that's the same for what Shoreline is doing, because they're UK based, and they could try to aim to publish like 80% or 75% of their authors who are from the UK. And I'm not from the UK, obviously. I don't even know where I'm from a million different places. They did say that they will try to get back early July. Yeah, so I won't be saying where I submit to in the future. I haven't really been saying it for a long time. So yeah, last piece of information, just my editing services. I am booked up until like the end of November now. So thank you so much for everyone who reached out and booked with me. I never thought this would happen so soon. I am really grateful for this, because my goal in the foreseeable future is to full-time do freelance editing. I'm like whispering because, like, what if like someone from work watches this? Like, how am I supposed to know? I get fired tomorrow. But that is the goal. So I just want to say thank you for making my dream that much closer of a reality. It's getting so cheesy now. It's getting so cheesy now. Also, quick update on the editing front. This video is like 20 minutes now. I also decided to add a new line editing service. So I do line editing. I do like all of them, but for line editing I broke it down to light and heavy, because I found that I was doing heavy edits when I'm only charging for light, and when I intended on doing light only. So I do line editing at Augur Magazine, and I thought I would be doing something similar to that. So when I do line editing at Augur, they're not really heavy because the pieces we get are so polished already, I think. So it's mostly looking at if I can condense, and like every line editor does it differently, but for me, I look to condense words, just that which I look for those words. Sometimes I ask the author to clarify something. Usually that's done in developmental editing though. Other times I look for nouns, like big nouns, and suggest like specific words. So that's the kind of light editing I do at Augur. So I thought I'd be doing that, you know, my real editing. But I was doing so much more than that. I've been like really offering lines. There's like 10 plus comments per page. So I decided that like what I'm doing now, that would be the heavy, and what I was intending on doing but didn't do, that will be the light. If you have any more questions, you can always email me. I was thinking of putting like examples of like a light versus a heavy on my website so you guys can tell, but I would need to ask my clients if they're comfortable with me sharing that. Of course their name will be gone, the name will not be in that example, but still I need to figure that out. Okay, we talked long enough. I am probably going to edit this video, just edit this clip, and we're gonna get started with Mia. I do have an author website. I updated my newest poem, Forthcoming, with Heartlines. I am so happy with all my publications. They're all sci-fi. They're all so wonderful. I really want the other one. All right, we're switching over.
this is my new routine where I put the cushion up like this and I just sit here with my legs up and I'm gonna write, or at least I hope I'm gonna write. I actually am not in the mood. I'm not in the mood to write right now. What I want to do, my blanket. Oh, also, if I stay here long enough, the cats will come. Yeah, I'm not in the mood to write. I want to plan my Korea trip. I'm going to Korea in September for a friend's wedding, and I'm going with a huge group of people. I haven't been on a group trip this large, I think ever. I think ever. If you've been to Korea, let me know where to go. I'm gonna go to all the cute cafes. Should I put you down? Now I'm like hunched over. Oh, okay. This is what I do. I was gonna say, like, calm titles for I'm not gonna sit here and complain how hard like BIPOC people have it in publishing. Like, I don't want to hear that, okay? I don't care. It is what it is, and I'm gonna do my best. But there is validity in the statement, which is I don't have a lot of comp titles to choose from because there are only like so many BIPOC writers out there, especially Chinese, and it gets even more if we really want to get into the nuance of it, like a Chinese, that's everything's so freaking political. And that's what I was talking about in my last vlog about the novella. I was trying to like word it nice. I don't know why I'm being so unfiltered right now. I was trying to word it nice last week, but everything is so political. How do you know you're on the right side? What am I saying? I was tied between Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim, which is the one I decided to go with because Mulan is more fitting to my fairy tales. It was either that one or Chloe Gong's These Violent Delights. These Violent Delights is a Romeo fairy tale retelling-ish, but I felt like the Spin the Dawn was more similar to mine. It had a little bit more mythology involved. I don't know if mythology is the right word, but I feel like in my book there's a lot of like folklore, there's a lot of culture, there's a lot of like the lore. All right, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna try to work on this as much as I can, okay? It's 8:35. I just want to work on this until 9, and then we're gonna call it a night, I think. Kitties. How can this kitty be so comfy? Crow baby. Yeah, it's actually 9 o'clock. It's 9:02 specifically. So I'm gonna end the vlog now. I re-edited the first 1,000 words, so the first half of the chapter, and honestly, I was surprised. I was so surprised because the last time I vlogged about this book, I was in disarray. I was saying how I couldn't save the book and it was so horrible, and I stopped myself from editing because I was getting frustrated, and then I was reading this and I was like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So I don't know if that was just like my mood that day or what. I mean, that was last week. It's still not perfect. I definitely need to read more. Guys, I haven't read a book, like literally a novel, since February. I feel like I need to just do more reading because I'm kind of finding like dialogue to be awkward right now. I don't know, but it's fine. I'm really happy with the way it went. So yeah, I will need to find some time to edit the second half of the first chapter and do chapter 2 so we can get ready for the writing retreat. I am going away this week. My boyfriend's birthday is Friday. Actually, my brother's birthday is Thursday, and my brother's girlfriend's birthday was last Saturday. Father's Day was last Sunday, and my cousin just had a baby like
on the 6th, I think. So June is like a very celebratory month, I feel. Anyway, I feel like when I go away this week, we're gonna be like by the woods. Hopefully I can like get some good writing done. I don't think I'm gonna vlog the whole thing because I'm gonna be spending time with my partner. I'll definitely vlog bits of it, I think. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I know this vlog is different from my 2 past weekly ones. Let me know which you prefer, the weekly ones or like a night write with me. I feel like these ones, I don't know, they're a little bit more specific on the writing, I guess. Probably a lot more fluffier. Why did I use the word fluffy? I don't know. Okay, I'm tired. I'm gonna get ready for bed soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!